Aloha, everybody. It's been a while since I've checked in with you guys. A lot has happened. I've moved twice. I've started a job. I've traveled and learned some sound healing techniques from a prominent sound healer in the UK. I've had my son move to the island. So just a lot of really interesting things have happened that have kept me quite busy and over the last several months. So I knew that this day is very special because it's the 666 portal, and a lot of the messages that I've been getting over the past several months, I've just been kind of keeping to myself and integrating and journaling about and dreaming about and weaving into existence. It's been a really big period of growth for me, and it's been challenging, but also very, very rewarding. So it was nice to have that time to just kind of be and see what was unfolding as I'm learning a lot about myself this year. Well, always, right? But particularly the last few months, just because of a lot of changes. But there was a dream that I had the night before last where I knew I had to do a reading today, and I knew I had to share these messages. So today is a 666 portal, and in my dream I was claiming that this day is extremely significant and important because the number 6 in tarot is the Lover's card. The major arcana card 6 is the Lover's card, and it's Gemini energy, and today is the Gemini new moon, and the number 6 represents it's a hexagon, right? The number 6 represents beauty, perfection. It's a feminine number. It's definitely a divine number. It represents so much more that I don't even have time to get into today. There's so many esoteric meanings and connections with the number 6. And typically when people think of the number 666, they think it is a negative thing. Well, there are two aspects of the number 6, which is the Lovers. There's a lot of Venus energy tied to that, and there is a certain duality about Venus in regard to sensuality and sexuality, in regard to excess and abundance. So there's a lot of these facets about the meaning and the symbolism of this number that causes it to there's like a shadow side. There's a shadow side, obviously. And so oftentimes 666 can be an indicator that change needs to happen. Sometimes the Lover's card in tarot is known as the parting of ways because it represents a choice. It represents a decision, a duality. And there is no wrong choice. It's just as these choices unfold on your path, which one will you choose and why? And the other aspect of that is choice and subsequent consequences, or subsequent cause and effect, right? So that's the huge theme, the triple theme of 666 today is choice and consequences, cause and effect. So using a lot of discernment when making decisions, and also the acceptance of those consequences, of those decisions. Those are the main themes of today's portal. So this is really big, and this is the main message that spirit wanted me to get across, is accepting the effects of the cause that we have chosen. Okay, so that's a big deal. And I want to start by looking up the 666 number in here. I looked it up like a long time ago, but I can't even remember what it said. But let's see. Let's revisit this today. All right, personal responsibility. It's time to reflect. This number can have very negative connotations to some, but from your angels, it's actually a powerful reminder to stop focusing on the material world so much. This has to do with the excess and the choices, right? And accepting of the choices, accepting the effects of the cause. This is a strong message from your guardians to take personal responsibility in your own life and ask yourself in all areas, what do I need to do differently? So it's that choice. And using discernment based on possible outcomes, based on what you've experienced in the past, and possibly choosing differently. Okay, so let's get started with the reading. This deck wanted to come today, so let's start with this one. On the bottom, grace. Grace. The frequency of grace supports our smooth adaptation to and anticipation of life's currents and changes as we evolve toward a higher version of ourselves on this earthly plane, bridging the divine with the human essence. So smooth adaptation to and anticipation of life's currents and changes as we evolve to higher versions of ourselves. So there is a grace that accompanies that, and maybe channeling in, connecting to that energy when going through this time, okay? That will help. So joy. Oh, I forgot to tell you, one of the biggest things in the dream that I had was we were in this church, like a big group of people, and I was channeling a collective of galactic beings. And as I was saying the message, I could tell that it wasn't resonating with some people in the building, in this church. And I looked on the window, and there was a stained glass with like this eye in the middle and this almost like blue hurricane looking picture around it. And to me, that said eye of the storm. And so as I was channeling, that image came in, and what I said was, it's time to start choosing harmony over chaos. You need to be the eye of the storm in the effect state from the cause, from the choices that you make. You need to accept what effect that has around you, because if you deny it, it's going to create more chaos, first of all. But second of all, choosing harmony over chaos. And that resonated with a lot of the people in the building where I was channeling. And a lot of them understood at that point, once I said it in that way, that they were being held accountable for their choices that they've made. And so this is a big theme in the collective right now, is dealing with the effects of the choices that we have made, and choosing differently, choosing harmony over chaos. So when I went to write down this in my phone, be the eye of the storm and choose harmony over chaos, it came out as BEE, which I thought is really interesting, because if you've ever worked with bees, you are the eye of the storm as the bees are all swirling around you, and it is a little bit chaotic if you lose that center, if you lose that still point within yourself and that place that you can come back to. It can be total chaos. So you have to remain centered, and applying that to life with the circumstances that are going on around you is a huge part of the energy and the message that Spirit wanted me to convey today. So, all right. So friendship, yeah. Either coming together or a parting of ways. So it's time to reflect on the relationship in your life and see if choices need to be made differently, if there needs to be a parting of ways, if there needs to be a choice to come together, okay? All right, Spirit. That was fast. Awareness, yeah. So the galactic butterfly, which is super beautiful symbol here. Let's see. The energy of awareness supports our capacity to focus our attention on all aspects of a multidimensional world so that we create a reality that we truly choose. That's it. And so awareness is key, guys. Okay? This is perfect. And so this is a really good image to pause and focus on and meditate on if you need to. So awareness is expanding about the effects of the cause, the choices that we make and the effects that it has around us, and the reality that we are continually creating, okay? So there's a new awareness about this, an expanding of awareness about this in the collective, and an evaluation of this, and there's change that's coming from this, okay? Be curious, right? Be curious about what you see. It's not a judgmental good or bad choice. It's why, how, what, okay? Looking at those different facets of what occurs when we make certain choices, and what can we do differently to that affects our physical reality. Being curious is a great state of mind, a great state of being. There's a very childlike nature in that. Okay. So I also see that as asking questions, the curiosity with the awareness, right? Asking questions to yourself or others, not assuming that you know something, or not assuming that this will happen if I choose this, but really questioning things, because everything is changing. So an outcome may not always be how it was in the past with certain actions as well, because the energy is different. So just something else to consider. Okay, let's get some energy cards here. Healer of the Ages. Yeah. Healer of the Ages. So being centered, well, there's two energies, right? Of two opposing energies. Being centered, being calm, being the eye, be the eye of the storm. This also tells me there's a lot of healing that's happening regarding an awareness of choices that have been made in the past, and looking at that with a curious mindset and healing anything that maybe you're not happy with choices you've made in the past, or you're speculating like, why did I make those choices, etc. There is a deep healing regarding that right now. It could be financial, okay? It could be pertaining to motherly type energies, either as a child or as a mother. There's some awareness and reflection about this. It's an opportunity, is what Spirit is saying. Okay. Choosing harmony instead of chaos, right? Look at the opposing images and the duality of these two cards, right? What choices are going to leave you feeling bound and stuck, compared to which choices, when you check in with your heart, cause you to feel this opening, this expansion, this harmony, right? This is a really good image. This is a really good visual of the feeling behind the choices that will make it easier. But also this has to do with love, okay? So this makes me feel like this has to do with relationships, friendships, romantic connections. Which ones are liberating for your heart, right? And which ones make you feel restricted, tiny, small, like you have to hide, like you're not free. Okay. Also, how I see this is breaking the bounds of your love. Looking at decisions that you've made in the past that were based on restricted heart chakra, or maybe decisions that were made because of fear, right? Really looking at that and breaking out of that. And loving freely in your connections. There is this deeper awareness about this right now in the collective. And approaching this with a curious mind is important. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, yeah, so it's about growing in that situation with the wise one. It's about growing in that situation, in these connections. And again, it's not always about staying in the connection, right? Because the Lovers is also about a parting of ways. Can also be about a parting of ways. Trust and thrive, Stag. All right, Spirit, what do we need to know? White Buffalo wanted to come on. She's been in my head all morning. And there's even been a White Buffalo song that has been stuck in my head all morning. But I don't think it was for the reading. It was just for me to see. Know that she's here. Yeah. So seeing beyond the current situation, okay. This has to do with that awareness, that curiosity. Be honest and brave. There's a big, big theme of being honest with yourself and others in this that's coming out in this reading. It's liberating. That's the feeling that I'm getting with these cards, is with this honesty, this curiosity, this awareness. It's just this freeing, opening up possibilities. Yeah, it's a liberating feeling that I'm getting with this reading. It's really interesting. This is a repeated message too, looking at the bigger picture, okay, seeing beyond the current situation. So if you take whatever scenarios are coming up for you as I'm doing this reading and blow them up into, from a microcosm to a macrocosm, zoom out and see how that pattern is in the collective, right? In society as a larger whole, and how we are in the galactic universe, and how our species is in what we're going through compared with other species that are in the universe that they're going through. Okay, it's not just that small thing. It's on a much bigger scale, and sometimes looking at it that way really reminds you what's important, right? What we're going through is bigger than us, basically, right? It's a good reminder that this is about the whole. And also what this is saying is that there are many resources that are available to you that you may not even be aware of, and having this honesty and this curiosity and non-judgmental nature will really expand your reality. Okay, so this is moving beyond what you've known and stepping in with a new mindset through this portal of today, the 666 portal, stepping through this with a new mindset, an expanded mindset of what's available and what's possible to create in your reality. And just a really simple mantra is, I'm going to choose harmony over chaos, okay? All right, Spirit, what else do we need to know here? There's two. Yeah, okay. So step out of your comfort zone and the end of a tough cycle approaches. So that's exactly it. Stepping out of your comfort zone, North Node, all right? And the end of a tough cycle approaches. So some Capricorn energy here. Just getting some messages here. There is this energy with this card about not choosing excess, okay? This is this is about being uncomfortable, all right, and how much growth that brings. But also, what this is saying is sometimes if you have all these creature comforts that you're surrounded by, it really limits your growth. So it's not living with nothing, right? But it's just not choosing not to live in excess, not choosing gluttony over certain things, or not choosing like desire. That's another thread of energy that's coming through. It's about choosing harmony. Okay, it's more about harmony. All right, that's not. I don't see this as being uncomfortable all the time. Like if you're living minimalistically and not having any creature comforts, but it's just not about having everything comfortable all the time. Does that make sense? I hope I'm conveying that message properly. It is a deep message, because when I'm expressing it, I'm feeling it here in my lower chakras, right? So it's more about safety, possibly. Safety and fear. Facing that kind of unknown, right? Facing that. And the rewards that it can bring. And more importantly, actually, this is the key of how to get out of some of these possibly chaotic cycles that may be existing in your life, in the collective, what people are experiencing. More importantly, that's the key. Okay. That's the shift. And that's in the upcoming energy, and that's going to be a choice, right? These two cards. There's the choice. This is the key to end any tough cycles that may be occurring in your life, is when you have the courage to face the fear and the feeling of uncertainty or unsafety, because you know what is beyond that. I don't think that many people can see how amazing it is. But it does take this brevity, this honesty with yourself, to recognize that, maybe some of these choices, these choices that we have made as a collective and individually have created our reality, have caused our reality. So yeah, it takes a fresh eye, and check in with your heart about this. Does that feeling make you feel a heart expansion, or does it make you feel restricted, right? And this is in the fading energy. This is in the recent past fading energy, and you're aware of some of these choices that have made you feel this way. But there's a breaking free of this. But it is difficult when you can't see the unknown, right? So have faith in your dreams is the overall energy of this deck. Waxing crescent moon. Have faith in your dreams. I love that. So there is almost like a feeling of that is fading from this. There's almost like a feeling of hopelessness fading. And in is coming this fresh energy. And it's the choices that you're going to make with this fresh energy that has the possibility to expand the reality that you are creating beyond your wildest dreams, honestly, by what this is saying. And also what this is saying is allow your dreams to be a little malleable, right? Because if you have this idea of, I'm going to do this, and it's going to look like this, and it's going to be with these people, and it's going to be exactly like this, that doesn't allow any room for magic, for a bigger vision to enter into reality through divine intelligence. So it's almost like having a general idea and keeping that dream alive, the idea of that dream alive, but allowing for something bigger to enter and still pursuing it, but being flexible in the process. That's a big part of the overall message of all of these cards coming through right now that I think is really important. But this sense of hopelessness is fading. There's a sense of return of love individually and for humanity and just in general that is very prominent at the heart of this reading, that is very different from the recent past energy. So there's this sense of like renewed hope, renewed faith, but it does take this honest look, like, hey, am I trying to fit this when it wants to be like that but a little bit different, and I'm not allowing for this flexibility, right? Because then it's not going to work. So there's this curiosity that is so vital in, where can this take me? What am I not seeing that spirit can from the bigger picture, that I need to just step aside and be brave and trust, right? And allow this to unfold. That's a big choice that I think many people in the collective are facing based on this reading and what I'm seeing and feeling with this, okay? So let's keep going. Well, first I want to see what the bees have to say. They wanted to come to this reading, so get busy, little bee. Okay, so that tells me, like, yes, if there is like a dream or idea that you've been pursuing but maybe lost some momentum, lost some steam, maybe a little bit of hopelessness, energy was there, just be aware of it and just keep going towards that, but with this flexibility that it doesn't have to be a certain way, okay? Treasure lies in the sweetest bud. Yeah, so what that's saying is that's where the treasure lies. In that kind of vein of energy. Create buzz, not hype. Yeah, so to me this is harmony over chaos, right? Because actually, when you are working with bees and you're that center and they're all around you, and that buzz, that vibration is so calming and meditative and beautiful and perfect, even though it appears from the outside complete chaos. But so remember, create buzz, not hype. Choose harmony over chaos. What do we need to know, bees? Life is the flower, love is the honey. So again, with the love, okay? One clover, one bee, prosperity. Yeah, so again, abundance without excess. That's important, right? Abundance without excess. Let the honey soak through. Yeah. So enjoy the sweetness, the fruits of your labor, right? Also, I'll look at all those hexagons, the 666. All right. A good indicator for change and choice. She be little, but she be fierce. Yeah. Sometimes even the smallest decisions can have big impacts, right? So making your decisions and choices with true discernment. Now that you have all this wisdom from past experiences and you know what makes you feel like this, right? You know what makes you feel like this. So stop choosing things that make you feel like this. And this is at the heart of the reading. This is the key. Okay. Let's get some tarot cards here. Yeah, so the Fool, a leap of faith and a fresh start. That is today. The energy of the portal today, it's a doorway for change. It's a doorway to start fresh, make new choices, okay? Yeah, with confidence. With confidence. And it's funny that the Queen of Wands is showing up. The crystal that I bought today is, that I brought for this reading, is fire quartz. And it's such a magnificent crystal. Just absolutely radiant energy, really powerful. Lots of little rainbow inclusions. Okay, let's keep going. All right, Spirit. What do we need to know? Judgment. Choice. Answering the call. Stepping aside. Letting divine intelligence come through. Right? Pause and review. Absolution. Awakening. Yep. Strength is at the bottom. Inner strength, power, and courage. The strength to answer the call, right? Eight of Pentacles, perfecting your craft, work, right? This is just, tarot never ceases to amaze me. So there definitely is a sense of work and the type of work that you're choosing, restricting certain aspects of you that don't want to be restricted, okay? So not allowing that, but also working diligently on how not to feel like this based on the decisions. So consistent, dedicated mastery. So there is a sense of the collective leveling up in regard to this type of putting themselves in this type of situation. All right, it just looks like people are not going to be doing that anymore. In other words, the collective is learning this together. All right, and that's going to manifest in everyone's life differently. Just for this reading, it looks like a lot of it has to do with money, love, and work. Okay. Yeah, and starting to make choices that make you feel like this, right? 10 of Cups, complete emotional fulfillment. So look at the difference. So it's mastery of making choices between these two feelings that bring these two feelings, right? And the difference there. the collective is hearing this because judgment is clarifying awareness. People are getting it. They're starting to understand. Oh. Okay. Intellectual, wise counsel, truth, King of Swords. Truth sticks out to me the most here. And also what this is saying with this crown is royal, right? That's divine love. That's based in truth. That's one of the cornerstones is truth of this type of divine love. That's at the heart of the reading. And again, this has to do about wise decisions. Wise decisions from a heart-based standpoint. Also a balance of head and heart. Right? A perfect balance of head and heart for making these wise decisions. What's the seer? Meditation. So taking a pause to reflect and contemplate, expanding your vision, looking at the macro from the micro, zooming out and zooming in again, will really help you with getting a broader perspective, okay? Whoa, that's too many. Okay, but we'll do it. Step out of your comfort zone. The Tower, the Seven of Swords, and the Moon, right? So facing that fear, not running away. It feels scary. It feels sudden. It feels like things are crashing around. But this is sometimes the energy that needs to occur so that change can happen and tough cycles can end. So Spirit is saying, don't run away, face your fear, accept these changes. You have created them in your life by the choices that you have made. It's going to be a catalyst for change and ending of tough cycles, of things that you have been going through. And it's going to come, these things are going to come quickly, all right? They're going to come suddenly and quickly. This is in the upcoming energy. This is a very big part of the reading that Spirit is wanting me to focus on, because there's a lot of cards that came out with the Oracle and for the Tarot in that spot. It's a very big message of not running away, facing the consequences from our choices and dealing with them and shifting the energy. That will help to transmute it, facing our fears, and just being honest and brave. With that, that's big. That's the energy of the portal of today. Okay, guys. All right, so I wanted to get a couple mantras. The main one is choosing harmony over chaos. Okay, be in the eye of the storm. Be in the eye of the storm, right? When this comes. All right. That's going to help shift a lot of this. Wisdom. See your adversaries as opportunities to expand your spiritual light. All right. Dreams. The universe speaks to you through your dreams. I know that's definitely 1,000% true for me. Pay attention to your dreams, journal. Do that when you first wake up, or else you're going to lose it throughout the day. Do it while it's still fresh, okay? There's so much that you can glean from your dreams. It's absolutely amazing. It never ceases to amaze me how a simple dream can change so much about my perception and the decisions that I ultimately make in my physicality, okay? So tune into that. At the bottom, creation. Being creative is a wonderful way of witnessing the unfolding of your limitless creative soul. Yeah. Definitely. That's that Queen of Wands energy. That's why this fire quartz wanted to come out, right? Create your reality, guys, from your passions, okay? But remember, not in excess. All right, I accept that here now is exactly where I am and that it is a place of profound learning. That's that acceptance. Okay, that learning. This is a really important one. I accept that here now is exactly where I am and that it is a place of profound learning. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's beautiful. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I was sick recently, and so I'm still kind of congested. And Pee-wee got sick again. He got pancreatitis, but he's on the mend too. So there's been a lot of rest that's been occurring in this household. And we're on the mend. So hopefully you enjoyed the reading, and I'll talk to you again soon. Aloha. Namaste.